Today, I want to share a technique that can help you draw trees that look more realistic. And all you need to know how to do is write the letter Y. Trees are one of my favorite things to draw. But sometimes I want to fill space with trees in the background, and I want them to still look real, but I want to draw them quickly. And that's what I can use this technique for. So starting with a letter Y, we have the beginning of the tree. At the top of the letter Y, we're going to add more Y's. So I'm going to add one going this way, and I might add the next one bending out a little bit more. We don't want them to look exactly the same. If we make it look perfectly symmetrical, it looks fake. So we want to make it look more spontaneous. On top of these Y's, we're going to add more Y's. And they don't have to be the same size either. Make sure you bend the branches every once in a while. As we build the Y's on top of other Y's, we create openings that we want to fill with other branches. So I might put a Y right in here and fill this space. I might put a Y coming off of this branch to fill that space. Because these branches are more spontaneously arranged, it adds to the realism of the tree. You can add as many Y's as you want, and when you feel the tree is full enough, you stop. Once I've sketched in all of my branches, then I can start adding details. I want to thicken up some of the parts. So obviously the trunk is going to be thicker. Some of the branches at the base of the tree are going to be thicker, but you can see that they're getting thinner as we go out. But not only are we making things thicker, as long as we're following our sketch, we can add bends and curves and bumps to our branches, and that will add even more realism to this tree. So you can see that branch has a little curve in it. Maybe I'll add a little bump right there. Sometimes when branches change directions, they form what kind of looks like a little knuckle on the end where it bends, kind of like that. So we add some of those in there. And the branches keep getting thinner. Maybe add some smaller Y's on the ends. But as the branches get thinner, even the leaves that are on them are heavy enough to bend them. So some of your branches might curl and bend because they can't handle the weight of the leaves that are on them. So starting with our Y's, you can see I've added a lot more branches. I've added bumps and little wiggles and twists. So you keep filling branches until you feel like it's enough. But then it's time to add details. Leaves, depending on the time of year it is, that's going to add a lot of information for the audience. You can add the background, and you can even think about adding highlights and shadows. If this were a summer tree, I would not even attempt to draw the leaves one at a time. I would probably draw the leaves in bunches, as if a bunch of leaves create a shape. But since I'm doing the fall, I can spread them out so that the tree looks kind of full of leaves, but at the same time, I didn't draw that many. And because this is an artwork, I also still need to think about things like balance and the composition of the whole paper. So I'm gonna use the same leaf colors and I'm gonna repeat them in a few different places to create some balance across the artwork. I have a color scheme that's really limited with just to the orange and the red and the brown. I think the colors work together really well. I'm gonna go ahead and add the sky, but I'm just gonna use a pencil and I'm gonna just make the sky gray. I think that's a good way of adding a little bit of atmosphere to the sky at the same time as not adding any more colors, because I feel like the color is really good right now and I don't wanna mess that up. One last bit of detail, and that is going to be some highlights and shading on the tree. And here it is, all finished. I added some highlights to the right side of the tree and some of the branches, and I added some shadows to the left side because the light source is over here on the right side of the paper. And I created that just by erasing some of that background sky color. So it looks like it's just barely shining through this hazy gray sky. I hope that technique helps you. Remember, it's not just the whys. The why helps you to organize the tree to look realistic, but the more details you add also add realism to the drawing. Give it a try. I hope you like it, and I will see you next time. Bye.